Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy, Wallfrock, and to talk all things hockey. In the next couple of days, I'm going to be going over all 4 of these new divisions and telling you about them and who's going to do good and who's going to do bad. So I'm going to be breaking down each division, but this video, I'm going to be doing the East Division. So obviously the East Division is the Bruins, the Sabres, the Devils, the Islanders, the Rangers, the Flyers, the Penguins, and the Capitals. But before we get into the video, guys, if you guys do enjoy this at all, you can drop a like. Also subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1K. And let's do this, boys. Let's join the Wild family. But let's get into this video. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Bruins here. Obviously, I think they're a lock 100% in making the playoffs this year. So, obviously, in the beginning of the year, might be a little rough for them. They don't have Martian until mid-February, and Pastrnak is out until mid-February. So, obviously, they could go quicker or it could get worse. Hopefully, it doesn't get worse because you don't want anyone to get hurt, obviously. But, yeah, that could slow them down, but I still expect them to be very good. They didn't get better off in the offseason, in my opinion. They got a little worse. They lost Krug, and they lost out on Pietrangelo. So, it's a big loss because Krug is pretty damn good. But obviously their defense is still insane with McAvoy on the back end because he is their future on the back end. I don't know what Char is doing. I know he's in talks with the contract, but I don't think anything's been finalized yet. But that could be a big hit on their defense. But obviously their goalies are still elite with Halak and Rask in net. So it's a good goalie duo. The defense is still pretty damn good even without Krug, but hopefully Char signs, even though he's not been as good as he usually is. Obviously he's 47 years old, so that makes sense. But the offense is still elite with that first line. Eventually when they come back, it's going to be absolutely nasty. So expect the Bruins to be where they usually are. Then we're going to go to Buffalo Sabres. So if I'm being honest, they probably will not make playoffs. Yeah, they're going to be better with Hall, but who knows? Because when Hall joined the Coyotes were up here. Then right when Hall joined, they started going down and never became the same team as they were. So who knows? But Hall is on the Sabres, so it's going to be help with Eichel because Eichel really needs that help because he's been dominating the last few years. But obviously the offense is going to be better, but defense is still not great. They still don't like Ristolainen for some reason. And hopefully Dahlin can jump up to his projected greatness because he's supposed to be one of the best D-men in the NHL in his near future. And hopefully he can reach that soon because right now he's good but not as good. Hopefully he can put up more points and do what he's doing. But Sabres are good but not as good. Their goalies are still horrendous. They always start very good, but who knows, since they're playing the same teams over and over again, who knows if they're going to have a great start, because every season basically they have a really good start, then it just falls apart. So hopefully that goes well, and Skinner, hopefully he can start putting up points because his contract's absolutely massive, since he's not going to be putting up 40 plus goals again in his career. But we'll see how the offense does, but they need to be better. We need to be more consistent, especially towards the end of the year, and who knows what can happen. Then we're going to the New Jersey Devils. So obviously their team is horrendous. They're not going to win. They're not going to win anything. We're just hoping that Jack Hughes has a very good sophomore season, because if he has another bad year, people are going to claim he's a bust even more. Then it's just going to be in his head, and that's not good. You don't want any young player to have bad confidence in themselves, especially of his caliber. So if he does well this year, I don't think anything will stop him. But their team's not very good. Their goalie's not very good. They got Crawford and Blackwood. Blackwood's pretty damn good, and we don't know what Crawford's going to be able to do, but we'll see how that works out. But I like the Devils. I want Jack Hughes to do good, but I don't think they're going to do anything this year. On to the New York Islanders. So this team is very good. They're very defensive. I'm very surprised they did not pick up anyone in the offseason to try to make them better. But they're still very good. Their coach is absolutely probably the best in the NHL in my opinion. But they're built for this style. They're built for this. They're so defensive, and they can obviously put the puck in it as well. But their defensive play is just nasty, and it just tears down teams, especially the Penguins, unfortunately. But they're very good. So I think they're going to thrive in this setup. They're going to make the playoffs, in my opinion, 100%. I just think they're going to lose to Boston all the time, but I feel like they can beat every other single team in here. They beat Penguins before. They beat Washington. They can beat the Flyers. They can beat the Rangers. They can beat Buffalo. They can beat New Jersey. But I feel like Boston is their one nemesis, but who cares? That means you're making playoffs. So I think they're making it. I think their team is very good. Their offense is very good. Barzell, you got Lee, you got Brock Nelson, you got all these studs on the front end, and the back end is still looking better, especially with Trotz they make them buy in, even if they're not superstars on the back end. They make them all buy in, and they all lock down defense. Plus, you got Varlamov in net, pretty damn solid. I don't know if he'll be good in the playoffs, but if you're making playoffs, you're making playoffs. Anything can happen. So I think the Islanders will make playoffs, and I think they'll be very good this next season. Then on to the Rangers. This is going to be very fun to watch. So I really like what the Rangers are doing. Obviously, they're very young, and they're going to be good in the NHL. They're going to be a super team, in my opinion, eventually. Right now, it's too early. If it's not this season, they'll make playoffs. Next season, they will. And that's just going to be scary for the NHL. So obviously, Lafreniere, first overall pick. He's very good. I don't know if he's going to be putting up 60, 70 points, especially with only 56 games played. So I'm expecting him to get around like 30, 35 points, maybe even a 40 mark. But the kid's good. I don't know if he can be a superstar like McDavid or Crosby or Ovi, anything like that. But he's going to be good. He's going to be putting up points. He's going to be a first-line player. This year, he's probably going to start on the second, maybe even third line. If he starts first line, cool, but I doubt it because you don't really want to just put the pressure automatically on the kid. But he's going to be good. He's going to be good this next season. He's going to start off maybe a little slow, but then he's going to start being confident in himself and just start being elite. They still got Kreider. Their goalie situation is pretty damn good with Georgiev and Shesterkin. Very good goalies. But yeah, looking good. Defense, Adam Fox is still looking elite. So very good team. Upcoming, their offense is good, but I'm going to give them one more year. I think next year is going to be their year to shine. I don't think this year they're going to barely miss out. Now on to the Philadelphia Flyers. So this team is damn good, especially last year. They really showed that they could be a very good team and produce in the playoffs. But I feel like that was a fluke year. Not a fluke like they didn't deserve it or anything. They did. They played very damn good. But I feel like that was the year to make a move, but now they're going to decline. They really didn't make anything on the offseason. They lost Niskanen. They've lost a lot of good players. With Niskanen retiring, it's kind of big because he was a good veteran presence for the younger guys like Provorov and Ghost and Gost to be here, and Ghost. So hopefully those young guys can be very good because Provorov is a very young, good player. He's going to be playing a lot of minutes next year, and hopefully the offense can keep going good with Voracek, Giroux, Konechny, all these good players. Hopefully they can keep doing their thing. Couturier is going to do his thing. Giroux is going to do his thing in the regular season. Probably not playoffs because he sucks at playoffs. But yeah, Flyers are good, but I feel like they're not going to be as good as usual. But I think they're going to be good next season. I don't know if they can make playoffs. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Then on to the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is my team. This is my heart. This is my life, the Penguins. But it's going to be very close here. They're very good on paper. You got Crosby. You got Malkin. You got Jason Zucker. You got Jake Getzel. You have a lot of good players. You just traded for Kapanen. You have a good top six. Great top six. Great. Probably top 5 in the NHL top 6. But then they just need to produce consistently. Their depth is pretty damn good. Your fourth line is very, very good. Defense, it got better and worse. It depends how you look at it. Johnson is gone, so that's a plus always, right? But we'll see how they do. Letang is very good. Dumoulin is very good. Pettersson is very good. You got John Marino, who's a very, very good up-and-coming young defenseman. So Penguins are looking good on paper, but they never produce on the ice as they should be. Like, their teams are always stacked on the paper, but they can never play as they should. Obviously, besides when they won the Cups, but after that, they just haven't been doing it. And this is the year. This is the year they have to win it. So their team is good. Obviously, you got Jari and Net and Casey DeSmith in the back end. But hopefully Jari can do better because Matt Murray was not it anymore. He was not solid, but he's going to be pretty good next season in my opinion. He's probably going to be good. But hopefully Jari can be the starter we need because he's showed very good glimpses of him being a very good goalie. So I'm hoping he can play good and help the Penguins because the Penguins need it. If Penguins start very slow, it's going to be over. It's going to be very tough because these matchups with Penguins aren't very good. They lose the Boston every time. They lose the Washington every time. They lose the Flyers almost every time. So there's not very good matchups. Same with the Islanders. They lose a lot to these teams, and it's very unfortunate. But no excuses. They're very good on paper, and I expect them to make the playoffs. I'm expecting them to, but deep down, I don't think they will. But I'm expecting them to. They have to. They have to. If they don't, blow it up. Okay, the last team here is going to be the Washington Capitals. So obviously the team is stacked. Very sad news with Lundqvist not being able to play. It's very sad, but hopefully he can come back and play next year, but he should just retire because his career has been great. But yeah, Ovi's been very good. Obviously, he's going to keep continuing. He's going to keep continuing what he usually does, scoring all these goals. You got Backstrom. Hopefully, he can go back doing his thing. Kuznetsov, absolutely insane. Their offense is great. Defense is still pretty damn good with Orlov and Brooks Orpik. Obviously, back end, Orlov. You got John Carlson. You got Brendan Dillon. You got all these very good players on the back end. And I'm expecting them to be very good depth on the back end. Their defense is going to be very solid this year. Same with the offense is damn good. Depth isn't great, but defense will definitely help them right there. And you got a good goalie in that. Hopefully, we have no idea how good Samsonov will really be, where he's expecting to be very good. I'm expecting him to be very good, but you honestly never know. But he's going to be good. You just signed Craig Anderson, I don't know, on a professional tryout to see how he does. He hasn't been great the past few years, but you need a backup goalie since you don't have Lundqvist anymore. But I think Samsonov will be very good. He's going to play around 50 games, 45 to 50 games in my opinion. But he's going to be good, and I think it's going to be very close between Washington, Pittsburgh, and Flyers for the third spot in the playoffs. But if I'm being completely honest, it's probably going to be Washington to make it. But we'll see. It's going to be a very fun season. And we'll see, but that's this video, guys. Who do you think in the East will make the playoffs? What team do you think is a sneaker that could sneak in the playoffs? And which team do you think expect to make the playoffs but will not? So, thank you for watching. If you guys did enjoy it all, you could drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1K, and you can join the Wild family. Much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in my next little video. See ya!